So this is a little pulse generator here, and the flow that comes to the pulse generator is provided by the pump. The pump here we can spin with the electric motor. The oil comes out of this little tank here down, and now we can actually rotate with a drilling machine here, with a variable drilling machine. We can rotate here the rotor inside of the pulse generator. What we get out here is a linear motion that you can see here a little later, and a rotary motion. You know, if you have a hydraulic motor, you can spin this here faster, slowly, whatever you like. But what we can do is now we can move it forward, backward, and this not only on the same place, we can also rotate it. And this you will never see anywhere in the world, only here in Prescott Valley, that this rotary motion here has so many possibilities to change, to vary the frequency, to vary the amplitude, to vary the acceleration, and all this stuff, you know. You will see if I start this. Here now, first I start with the motor. You see here already it's rotating. Now you see here it's on the same place. Oh, I will stop this here. There you see, here the motion. I can now open here. Wait a second. So now you see it can rotate, vibrating and rotating at the same time. And you see, if I now slow down the frequency, you see the amplitude is higher. You see, can move faster, and I can move on the same place. No motion at all, only in the same place you move here. This is a rotary device, and you have a lot of applications just for this rotary motion. Again, I start the rotation. You see, I can increase the frequency. You see, the frequency is increasing. Stop at the same, and you can now run and operate for hours and hours at the same frequency. You can here feel the impact, the rotary impact. Now I start, and whenever you say stop, I can stop. Whenever you say start, I can start. Whenever you say I have to change the frequency, you see now it's so high.
Right.
But if I stop it, you can feel.
Okay.
Yeah, you will not harm your finger.
Oh, all right. That's vibrating like you're going 100 miles an hour in a car.
Exactly. And you see, slowing down.
Okay. And it's much more visual when it's slower.
Yeah. But you see, these are a lot of options that we have here, and we had it never before. And you can imagine if you have here electronic controls.
Right.
Oh, you are awesome, you know, you get things unbelievable, you know. So this was one thing, and now I like to show you the linear motion. Same thing, if I open here, you see
Right.
the frequency. Now let me slow it down or speed it up. Can you see here the bowl, the
Right.
knot, the bowl, the knot? At the same time I can also retrieve it.
Right.
Go in this direction, go into the other direction. You see, I can bring it down, the amplitude. Okay. slow, stop. These are some, you see, there are a lot more controls that you can manually, but if you bring it on the computer, you know, and with electronic controls here, it is amazing what you can do. But
I was wondering, with this, wouldn't this make a really good boat motor?
Yes, also.
It would give you a really good, powerful thrust for moving a ship.
Yeah.
And it's very efficient energy-wise.
Absolutely. Look, the fishes, they do the same. You
know?
And now, if you have the power and the amplitudes and all the accelerations that you need, what else do you need? Nothing. You can drive and operate a boat much faster. But I think also, you know, this is something, it needs electricity.
Right.
If you go to a boat and take the ramjet engine, you will need only compressed air to propel your boat forward.
Now, ramjet, for people who wouldn't understand what you were saying about it, I happen to know about it because I grew up hearing about ramjets. Yeah. Can you explain a ramjet, like in a couple of easy sentences?
Well, actually a ramjet system is a system that utilizes the pressure that you get if you speed up a system. If you, let's say, you speed up here this glass, you pressurize the front. Now inside all is pressurized. If you make here a little hole, you can take this pressure from here and the whole thing will move in this direction, which means you get here a ram and the jet that you get out here, you know, is for free. And you can imagine if you bring this here, in many of these, let's say this is a future aircraft. And now you have here in between, passengers sitting, you have in between here compressed air tanks, and once this is in high speed, if you start it maybe with a maglev system, it's very inexpensive and it is of course green and you have no pollution, nothing at all. Now the speed is, once it's there, the pressure is on both of these inlets. And the outlets you can then use for propulsion. And additionally to the propulsion, you can use, of course, the compressed air.
Should I catch one of those?
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise we're going to have a ramjet all over your kitchen floor.
Look, the ramjet is now flying. Compressed air comes in, and the outlet here of this compressed air that you use to propel the system.
The actual, if that's a jet, it's going that way.
Exactly. And now look, now comes the next idea, and it's so easy. Look, if all these wings here are filled with compressed air, on top of the wings you can have the photovoltaic that again gives you compressed air, provides compressed air, and again helps you to propel the whole system from continent to continent. And you know, therefore it is step-by-step learning, easy learning, it's very simple learning, but this is a system, not a single gallon of gasoline or of kerosene is needed. And therefore this, I believe, should be the future, should be for Airbus, for Boeing, and so a target, you know, to go forward. And lately I heard that this ramjet system, it was 50 years ago proposed by Werner von Braun here to NASA. Now NASA is thinking about this system to utilize it if they go to Mars. But you see, sometimes the difference between the actual use and the opportunities that we have on Earth, and some scientists have already to go to Mars, they are far away and in a far distance, you know, they have to get closer to what we need here on our world.
So almost as a final thing would be saying that we can't wait 50 years for the solutions.
Yes, exactly. Therefore, we need people that tell others the systems exist. The cheap, inexpensive and green energy exists. We can use it and we can change our world for the better, for better life, for better air, for better water and so forth, you know. And Therefore, I think it is really, this education is the main important thing right now what we need.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
It was a pleasure.